Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Kinleg. This here is a Scottish town that it seems Father Time has forgotten. The downtown area here kind of says it all. The community here is based upon making their own goods, caring for themselves, and that's why you see all these little shops opened up. They're all locally owned. Not a lot of connection to the outside world. These people just make their own goods and care for one another. Now, the biggest thing with this community is their fish exports. Yes, the Kinleg Feeding Co. and the Kinleg Fish Market. This is their main production and how they keep their economy built up. But this beautiful, beautiful fishing town has tons of rich history, as you can tell here. And on top of that, still have plenty of farming that goes on here. And that's why this is where our new adventure is going to begin. Once again, welcome to Kinleg. Yes, here we are at Kinleg. I sold everything I had and, well, I bought this boat. And this boat's going to be our home for the next few months, if not years. Because I have moved to Kinleg with nothing but a fishing rod and this boat that I bought. So that's where our adventure begins today. We're going to get out onto here, go out in the middle of the water, and that's how we're going to get started. Just throwing in the line, catching some fish. Did some exploring around town, so I can sell some fish off to make some profit. And then also there's a spot here where we can sell any trash and debris that we pick up, and we can get a little profit out of that as well. So we have nothing, no money. All we have is this fishing pole and a dream to make it big out here in Kinleg. So let's get loaded up on the boat and get out on these waters. And I think we're finding as good a spot as any to anchor up, so I think we'll stop it here, get it all lowered up. Perfect. Now we can head down here and, well, no sense in waiting. I say we just cast in a line. Yes. And this is what I'll be doing for the foreseeable future. There's just nothing else. We're going to catch as many fish as we can, get a good profit going, and see where it takes us. Yep. First one on the line. First of many. Let's see what we come up with here. It's a lot harder than it looks. And there we go. First fish. We caught a trout, and we'll just sell it right away for $100. And that is our first money made here in Kinleg. I'm stoked to be out here right now. So, man, we got a lot of ground to make up. But oh yeah, they're biting good today, so that's good. A lot of ground, starting from nothing. You know, we got to get enough money to get equipment, get some farmland, and well, there we go. Easy, another $200. But yeah, we got to find our way in this community. You know, we're kind of on the outside. This place isn't known for people to move to, but you know, we're the new guy in town. I don't know anybody. I bought the boat online before I came here, and it was waiting for me set up. So that's man, that one got away. Only the dock worker is the only gentleman I've spoken to, but that's all right. I'm stoked to be out here and life on the sea, I suppose. But yeah. So I'm going to just sit here and focus on catching some fish and getting a good profit margin built up, and we'll see what happens from there. First piece of trash, but that's all right. Like I said, we can turn those in, and I don't know what the prices are like for it, but turn it in, and you know, just trying to focus on keeping the water clean. So I'm excited about that. We'll take those in after we get a few more built up and see what happens, but continuing to focus on catching the fish. Look at that. Caught a bass of trout worth $400. So that's good. Hopefully we can catch a few more of those, because, yeah, I mean, literally times 4 the money. So, but yeah, we found a good spot right here. We're bringing in quite a bit and having luck with catching fish. I've only snagged the 2 pieces of trash, so things are good. And back to back, $400. Right. Man, this might not be as bad as I thought. Back to catching the trash. That's alright. Our luck had to run out at some point, because we've been faring off pretty well. I mean, we've been out here for an hour and already made 2 grand. So I'm digging it. Might just be because we're out here so early. I don't know if as the day goes on the fish are gonna be biting less, but I'm gonna get it while it's hot. And we got 5 trash items that we were able to turn in to the collector down there. So $1,000 in our bank account for that. So that's good. So we'll keep chugging along. At least it makes it worthwhile to collect the trash, and I don't have to feel as bad about getting it and snagging up on it. So we'll keep going and bring in more money. Well, we got a fish here, but that's kind of funny. Just another piece of trash. It's all good though. Just collecting them, and we'll get it turned in for some profit. But definitely seems to be to me that the fish are biting a little less. So yeah, as it gets later in the day, might start struggling to bring them in. So we know moving forward to get started early. We're going to move over to this side of things and see how we fare over here. Oh yeah, look at that amazing view. This place is beautiful. Yeah, we'll give a few casts out this way. It's, about 9:30 now. So I think I'll probably go until around 11, between 11 and 11:30. Then I might have to head back into town. Talking too much. But I might have to head back into town and grab a bite to eat. But yeah, we'll continue on here and give it a couple hours or so. Then we'll see where we're sitting financially and head back in and get our feet on some solid ground. And that is 20 trash items we have gotten now, and so turning those in on $5,000. That is quite the chunk of change. They really care about keeping their waters clean, so that's good. I don't know why more people aren't taking advantage of that, because it seems like there's a lot of freaking trash in here that people haven't been getting. But just like that, we're sitting at $10,000. So gonna keep fishing a little while longer and give it another 45 minutes or so, and then we'll head into town. And I'm just blown away by how much we've been making on this water in just day one of being out here in Kinleg. But there we go, back to collecting trash and seeing the profit that we got. I'm not too upset about it. So we'll keep going. We'll keep storing those up, and let's try to bring in a few more fish though and get them sold off. And this will probably be the last cast before we wrap it up for the morning. Hoping for something good. Let's see. Looking promising. Okay, okay, okay. There we go. I'm very happy with that. Alrighty, we can go pack up. Yes. $12,800. Amazing. So we're gonna go dock into town here. And I'm starving, so we'll head in. I'm assuming it's gonna be fish for lunch. But yeah, I wanna go grab some lunch, and then I kinda wanna do some exploring. I really didn't do a whole lot besides come out and fish since I've been into town. Now, I will say, although making 12,000 a day, and this is half a day, so we'll see where we're sitting by the end of the day. And although it's good money and we could definitely survive off of that, that's not my goal. I moved out here. I want to start a farm, and I want to build up from nothing and have a full farm. So, although this is great money, it's not going to be sustainable long term. So we'll see. I'm gonna just check around town and see where things are at, and yeah, I mean, we got a long ways to go. Although we got some cash in our account. It said that the expansion is forever endless here, but I am so excited to start this life. There's just so much rich history here, and some of the equipment I've seen when I got into town, it's just it's a whole new ball game compared to what I'm used to. But we'll dock up here, and then I'm gonna head off and go see what town's like. Well, this is where we stopped in to have some lunch today. It was delicious. Obviously, had some fish. But yeah, it was really good. It was a good meal. Then while I was in there, I was actually able to chat with the owner for a little bit. Very nice guy. I was telling him how I just moved to town, and well, I'm living off of a boat currently. And actually, I was telling him how I was having some pretty good success on the water. But yeah, he was just kind of filling me in about some things with the town. I was telling him I don't plan on staying on the water the entire time. I would eventually like to own a farm and run a farm out here. And he was letting me know there's a shop here, and they have a work for hire posted. Now, I am down to do work for hire. The issue is I don't know anybody here. So the chances of them letting me use their equipment to get work done just doesn't seem realistic. So I'm probably gonna have to save up to at least get some equipment of my own, and then we can try to do some of the work for hire. But yeah, I might go check out the shop that he was talking about, just see what it's like and see what kind of jobs are posted, because I'll have to save up for some equipment. But it makes it easier to get some field work in and make a little extra cash that way, other than fishing the whole time. Because if we had to fish the entire time in order to save up money for some land, that just ain't gonna happen. But we're bringing in some good cash, so we might be able to get some equipment in and then be able to pick up some of that work for hire, which will allow us to bring in a new source of income and perhaps a little more, and get us on the right track of getting our own farm started. So I need to go find a map because I'm just wandering around. But I'm going to go figure out where the shop is at and head over there and see what we're working with. Well, here we are at the shop, the Kilted Pistons. Pretty sweet. This place is really nice. Holy smokes. Yeah, it's all sorts of goods up for grabs. So that's nice. Yeah, vehicle maintenance done here too. Wow, this is awesome. Okay. So yeah, well, I just wanted to check in, and I'm gonna go see if they do have something posted. I'm not seeing anything. I don't really see anyone in here anyway, so let me go see if there's someone in the back I can talk to, and we'll go from there. Look at this thing. That's pretty, that's something. Wow. Yeah, this place is sure interesting. I'm loving it here. That is awesome. Okay. But yeah, I was able to talk to someone in there. Yep, they do got some work posted, so that's good. Nothing that we're gonna be able to do right now, but we're gonna need to save up a little more money. But we still got plenty of daylight left, so I think I'm gonna head back over to the boat, get out there, and bring in a little more cash. And when I was in there, they got quite a few options as far as equipment goes, and actually some of it's quite affordable. Um, as I mentioned, this place, like, it's just, there's some rich history here, and I think they kind of embrace it, and they use equipment that is a little outdated. I'm sure not everybody does, but there's definitely some older equipment available to us. So I'm kind of excited to try all that out and see. But yeah, we're gonna have a good time out here. So we're gonna head back, see if we can bring in a few more fish for the day, get our catch numbers up. Then yeah, hopefully we'll be able to work a deal out and get at least something going for us. That way, moving into next month, we might be able to do some odds and end jobs. But yeah, I'm gonna head back over to the dock. I think I might just call a cab instead of running back over there. But I'm stoked. So I'll meet you back at the boat. Back out on the water, just getting ready to set up and anchor down. This will probably be as good a spot as any. We were having some pretty decent luck around this area last time. So yeah, throw in the reel. I mean, it's still decently early in the day, just about 1 o'clock. So throw in, and well, we'll just see what happens here. And just after 2 casts, we are up 500 bucks. So that's really good to be seeing. Probably won't spend the rest of my day doing this. We made quite a bit of money for our first day here in Kinleg, and although it's nice to bring it in, at some point I gotta take a break. But we'll spend maybe another hour out here on the water and see what more we can bring in. And yeah, we'll see what happens from there. And $400 right there for that gigantic salmon. And I think that's a pretty good time to call it right there. So very successful day on the water. We'll get back in here, head over to the dock, and head back into town for a little bit. $16,000 on day one in Kinleg. That's quite impressive. Well, after bringing in just over $16,000 this morning, figured we should stop at the shop. When I was here earlier, there was a couple things that I was like, we might be able to use that and kind of help us get going and expand upon how we're making money. So we're going to go in here and talk to these guys and see if we can get anything that's going to help us progress forward. All right, stopped in the shop, spoke with some guys, and this is what we're coming out with. It's an old Ford we have here. I think it's the right decision. It'll at least help us get around town faster, because even then we travel from the boat to the docks to the around town. So we have a means of traveling, and then we'll be able to get some attachments to hook up to the back of this thing and hopefully take care of some contracts. It's got a 3-point attach in the back, and actually I'm able to front load with it as well if needed. So yeah, like I said, this is a town that they had plenty of old equipment to choose from here, but I think this is the route I'm gonna go. It's super nice. It's well maintained, and it's an older piece of equipment, but it should do us just good, and it'll be a means for us to get started. And I'm kind of biased to these old Fords. I really like them. So yeah, I think I'm gonna get this, and well, we're gonna go take her for a spin. And here she is in all of its glory. Let's get in this thing. Oh yeah. Got fired up there. Let's see. Well, this thing flips around pretty good, actually. That's nice. Yeah, I'm excited about this thing. There's an awning option, but I didn't want to spend the money on it today, and we need to come back. They can order us in the parts to customize it a little more. This thing's sweet. Oh, I love this. It's great. I'm gonna take this back to the docks, and that's one thing I gotta get used to. We drive on the opposite sides of the roads here. Yeah, I'm gonna get this back to the dock and park it there, and wow, I'm amazed by this. I love it. I'm really excited. So, anyways, yes, back to the docks. Then we'll see what we got for the rest of the day. We do need to keep some money in our bank account for dock fees and things like that. So probably not going to be able to afford any attachments to get any contracts done today, but that's all right. So yeah, we'll head on back, and I think we might start wrapping it up for the day. And we'll just park this guy right here for now. Handled very well getting down here. But yeah, we'll just wrap it up there for the day. Caught a lot of fish, brought in a lot of money. I had a better start to living here than I ever could have imagined. So now we have something to get us going next month, and we'll figure out what people need done around here and see if we can get any implements that we can attach to this bad boy and expand how we're bringing in some income, because we still have a long ways to go in order for us to buy a field, and we're going to obviously need much more equipment. But I am stoked. So we'll call it here, and I'm gonna head on the boat, and well, that's where I'm sleeping until we can get a house of our own. So with that being said, I'm Original Farming, and I'll see you on the next one.